Good morning. All right. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
How is everyone today? Good, I hope.
We're
Here
here.
I am. I had my little camera cover thing on, and I had that silly camera cover on. I got to open the new business and got this new laptop. I didn't know it was built in, so I had my silly camera cover on for like weeks when I first got it, and I couldn't figure out how to show my face on the camera. So it's the
Everything
little
happens for a reason, Sarah.
little things, or little challenges. Thank you all for joining us this morning. And we do have a few quick updates for you for NABIP Pulse. I will be turning things over in just a moment to our alleged team. But first, I do want to let you know we will be recording today's conversation. So if anyone misses anything, we'll have the replay on our YouTube channel. And I will be sharing several links with folks in a follow-up email as well. All right. With that, we're going to jump in, and I want to let everyone know we do have a fun bingo opportunity. So every year I tend to get into the spirit of bingo around this time of year. And so we put together a bingo board for everyone to have a chance to win some fun and fabulous prizes from NABIP Illinois that may include gift card, conference call, bingo, mouse pads, and NABIP tumblers. So how do you play? Well, in our newsletter, which is posted on our LinkedIn page, NABIP Illinois LinkedIn page, and was also emailed out at the beginning of December, in that newsletter is the bingo card. So the bingo card, of course, because we're NABIP Illinois, we have a lot of NABIP activities posted on there. I tried to make them fairly easy, but also at the same time challenging. So like if you haven't liked and followed a page or our CEO yet, it's encouraging you to do so. What we're asking you to do is just screenshot, mark off your bingo. You can share it on your social media and tag NABIP Illinois, or you can email it to info@nabipillinois.org. That's our email address for state. Ideally, due by midnight, January 1st, 2025. However, I see an extension on the horizon. So anyone who turns in their bingo card will get a double entry. If you turn it in by midnight, 1/1/2025, the original expiration date, you'll get a double entry. Prizes will be drawn live during our NABIP Illinois Leadership Conference in January. It will be our third Thursday in January, January 16th. So if you want to have double entries, I encourage you to jump on bingo. And again, you can either share it on your social media, tag NABIP Illinois, or you can send it to us via email. All right, so without further ado, I would like to turn things over to the lovely Missy Shepherd and Carrie Espinoza.
Well, good morning, everybody. We've made it through fourth quarter. Well, I know it's not quite over for a lot of us. We're still working on it, but the real pressure of it, I think, hopefully we're all starting to feel a little bit better by now, and we'll deal with the next wave as it comes. So hope you're all ready for Christmas. I know I am not. It's going to be a mad rush this weekend, but you know who else is in a mad rush? It's our federal government. They are working on a funding bill currently. Been a whole lot of talk about it this week in the news. Supposedly this is a 1,500-page bill that they're talking about with a lot of quote unquote pork in it. But that's typical what we see from our government. Seems like we're talking about extending our government's funding, feels like quite frequently. I will say, as it relates to health insurance and health care in that package, there is a healthcare package in that 1,500-page bill. A couple of the highlights are PBM reform and telehealth extension for Medicare. What was not included in the bill, I saw in an article yesterday, was language about prior authorizations and Medicare Advantage. So I thought that was interesting. Expected I would probably see some of that language in there, but they're holding off. So I will leave that there. I don't know, none of us know what's going to happen with that. I think they're fighting to scrap it at the moment. So the bigger news and things that have passed, as you can see on the slide there, it's the Employer Reporting Improvement Act. That would be HR 3801. This is the employer reporting that we've been pushing for years, right? Two acts have passed: Paperwork Burden Reduction Act and the Employer Reporting Improvement Act. So here you can see they're going to allow the individual's date of birth when a tax ID number is not available. They're permitting the 1095B and 1095C forms to be offered electronically. Extends the response time for large employers to reply to IRS penalty notices. It was 30 days. They're moving it to 90 days. And establishes a 6-year look back for collecting IRS penalty assessments. And this applies to statements due after 12/31/24. So just trying to reduce administrative burdens and provide flexibility for employers and insurers. And there we go. I will touch base real quick on the other act that passed, the Paperwork Burden Reduction Act. That one's more for, there you go, employers no longer need to automatically send B and C forms to individuals unless requested. I don't know about you guys, but I think majority of my carriers have not been automatically issuing 1095Bs, at least on the small group side. But now it's official. Individuals that request those, they have to be fulfilled by January 31st or within 30 days of the request, whichever's later. Employers must provide timely notice to individuals about this option, and applies to tax statements for calendar years after 2023. We do expect President Biden to sign both of these into law soon. I guess he'd have to go to work to do that, but all right, I'll just leave that there. We want to go to the state side, Sarah? Wonderful. All right, so Evan couldn't make it this morning, but he did provide a few of these quick updates. There's not a lot going on stateside. We are not in session, of course. Lame duck session begins January 4th, runs through the 7th. They will swear in the 104th General Assembly on January the 8th. Evan is hosting a legislative breakfast in DuPage. It'll be Friday, January 24th at 8 a.m. Arrowhead Golf Club, with a lake legislative luncheon the same day at noon at Chevy Chase Country Club. So January 24th for 2 different meetings, take your pick. And with the new General Assembly, we'll most likely see new committee members in the House and the Senate committees. Potential for new chairs as well. Chairmanships in all committees are subject to the President of the Senate and Speaker of the House. And then finally, we have a legislative day, state legislative day, scheduled for Wednesday, March 19th at the Inn at 8:35 with a legislator reception to follow. This is always a great event. I know I have attended past several years. Sarah, you've been there. We usually have a room full of folks, lots of great information shared. Legislators come to speak. And then afterwards, we head over to the library where individual legislators come in to mingle and let us bombard them with our problems. So it'll be in Springfield, March 19th. More details will be released here next month. It's really all I've got for today. I think that's plenty. We all still have desks full of stuff to take care of. I will let Sarah take over. Carrie, do you have anything you want to add? Have I missed anything?
No, you did a great job as always. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Carrie.
Hey, Missy and Carrie. I just have a few reminders from NABIP to share with everyone. And again, I'll be sending out a follow-up email with links. As Missy said, I know we're all still super busy, and these are all action items NABIP has requested of us. And I want to convey the importance of completing these surveys. A lot of times we feel when we're in our offices and we're going through the busy season and we're trying to keep track and not just say, okay, well, here's the problem, but here's the potential solution that we see as an expert in the field. This is a way for us to share that information that we've collected with NABIP and with our legislators. So there are several Operation Shouts posted right now. They've been called testimonials or surveys. They're on the NABIP site. These are screenshots of what the site says. But again, I will be sending these out to everyone. Some of these are for you as the agent. Others are for beneficiaries. NABIP's asking if we would consider please sharing some of these with our beneficiaries if you have not already. There's a lot of confusion going on right now, and I know we face that a lot in this industry where someone in health insurance is or life insurance, any kind of insurance, sometimes we're all just kind of baked into one casserole. And we're all very different. We do different things, we have different functions and different flavors. So that's not really a fair assessment, right? So we are seeing a lot of interesting developments coming out of CMS already for 2026 that NABIP would like to see us, again, provide feedback for these surveys so that we can get in front of the legislators at Capitol Conference and in our other meetings at the state level to share, again, the pain points. Here's what we went through during fourth quarter. This is what went well. This is what needs improvement. These are the constituents that are, hanging out there and need your help. We don't create those regulations, but there are some people that we just honestly, for their situation, couldn't do much for, right? So it's important for us to document that and share it with our legislators, and doing that together, sharing it as one voice. When we take our stories, our handful of stories, and partner it with Missy's and Carrie's and Jerry's and Deb's and put those all together, it creates a broader picture for our elected representatives. And again, remember, these elected representatives are not experts. Most are not experts in any kind of insurance. These are people just like us. They have strengths, they have weaknesses, and it's really incumbent upon us to share with them, again, everything that we're encountering and how these different rules and regulations are impacting those in the community. So again, I'll be sharing these links out. There's also a reminder for PAC, NABIP PAC. This is the federal PAC. If you're interested in donating to PAC, it's nabippac.nabip.org. We do have Jerry Jackson on with us. He is our state PAC chair and our local PAC chair at NABIP Heart of Illinois. You can always direct questions to Jerry if you have any questions. I do encourage everyone, I like to do this at least once a year, log into your nabip.org membership account. Make sure that all of your information is up to date if you have not already, and then log into your PAC account. It is separate. Make sure your donations are still coming out of your account. Or if that's something you do once a year, this is a great time to take a look and consider that donation for once a year. We did have an issue with expiring credit cards, and some people that have the automatic draft, like me, through checking. Mine fell off mid-year. I did not catch it right away. So again, these are things I just want to share with everyone to take a second look at when you have a moment. Again, if you have feedback outside of what is being asked in the Operation Shout NABIP member surveys I showed on the previous screen, there is also an app for that through NABIP. Again, nabip.app/apps up here towards the right corner. And again, I'll send this link out to everyone in the state. But your voice does matter. NABIP needs to know the pain that we're feeling in different parts of the country, in the state, and in our counties, and unique things that are going on. If you have a state level issue, please reach out to Josh Garrett, Missy Shepard, Carrie Espinoza, or myself, and we will work with Evan Manning on putting together the legislative feedback for state. All right, everyone. So local chapter calendars. Do we have someone from suburban Chicago that would like to share a little bit about what's coming up with you guys?
Sorry, I couldn't find the unmute button. Good morning, this is Carrie Espinosa. I am pleased to report we're gonna have a very exciting January meeting. I wanna say it's the second, forgive me, yeah, second Wednesday of the month, so January 8th, and we have Social Security coming out to our meeting, which will be great to connect with them. I don't know if anybody's heard, but they're making internal process changes and being ahead of those for those of us in the Medicare market, helping our clients transition into Medicare. That'll be a great asset. And then we have a conference coming up with carriers and with our constituents to talk in May. It'll be our capstone, I guess, conference. And Holly, who isn't able to make the call, she should be able to give more information on that next month.
Perfect. Yes, Holly did say save the date for May 7th for your expo in suburban Chicago. So that's great, you guys. That sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm very interested the Social Security presenter. So you do offer hybrid meetings. So for those of you that are not in the area and you'd still like to attend, I encourage you to go to the website for Suburban Chicago or reach out to Holly Munger and talk to her about how to register if you'd like to attend virtually.
Thanks for wrapping that up so nicely for me, Sarah.
You're welcome. She just sent me the info last night.
Okay, perfect.
Or I just read it last night. I was out sick for a few days. She probably sent it to me before that. NABIP Heart of Illinois chapter. Anna McCafferty, are you available?
Well, it is hard to find that audio button, I'm just gonna say. And I was on my calendar, so good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We will be starting up our meetings again. We do have hybrid meetings. And the first one will be again January. And I was looking at my calendar, but I couldn't get to it fast enough. So is it the 8th or is it
It's the 9th. January 9th is the
9th?
second
Yes, yes,
Thursday.
yes. Yes, thank you very much for that. I'm so sorry. So we're anxious to see. I don't have a speaker at this point. I'm so sorry to say that I can't tell you one. We do have the hybrid meetings. We are looking forward. I guess I'm looking forward to May when we have a golf outing, because that means to me that we're over the winter weather. So I think I fast forwarded a little bit. I'm not really sure if there's anything else that's the expo. We do have an
Yes.
expo that'll be coming up in March. So that'll be fun and exciting, informative. What else, Sarah? What else can we share?
Well, yeah, I would say the member meetings are typically the second Thursday. They are hybrid.
Yes,
The exception to the second Thursday rule for Heart of Illinois is when they have their expos or their golf outings, their special events. So save the date for March 11th for the Heart of Illinois Expo.
thank
And
you.
the date again for the Suburban Chicago Expo is May 7th. And then, of
Right.
course, Deanna's favorite golf outing is
Mhm.
May 15th.
Everyone can sign up to come.
Yes, yes. And I just wanted to add a note, our next NABIP Pulse meeting will actually be built into our annual NABIP Illinois Leadership Conference. It is a virtual conference. Started this last year. This was something that NABIP National asked all states to put together. We felt like January was a great month to have a virtual meeting. And talk about leadership. Look at your year in review, set yourself up for success for the coming year. So we do have a lineup that's being put together by our president, Lee Reginelli, and it will be held on Thursday, Thursday, January 16th from 8 to 10 a.m. We've applied for 2 Illinois CE credits for this online conference. So again, January 16th, 8 to 10 a.m. So our NABIP Pulse regular updates will be built in to this leadership conference. I do also want to remind everyone that there's a lot of action going on at the NABIP national level, one of which is Capital Conference. Capital Conference is coming up. That will be February 23rd through the 26th in Washington, D.C. Again, we want to just make sure we're sharing that it's more important than ever to provide feedback to our legislators, and we are helping to organize that feedback by using these surveys, these Operation Shouts, and putting together and aggregating all this information to share with our legislators at the February CapCon. So again, we hope you can join us there. There's a great lineup. It's all that information and registration is out at nabip.org. That's the national website. There's also an interesting webinar coming up Thursday, January 9th. It's a Medicare Legislative 101 class. It will be online, taught by Amanda Bruton. And she said, do you ever wonder how these Medicare rules and regulations are created? Because we're always like trying to respond, right? to all these things that are happening. So if you're curious about how these Medicare rules and regs are created, this is a great opportunity to tune in. You can register at nabip.org and get the inside scoop, if you will, from our NABIP Medicare Advisory Group. And they will shed light on how all this works. And that will help us in future conversations with our legislators and with our clients in our own understanding. So again, we thank you all so much for your time. We know this was a quick one today. I will be sharing the helpful links out via email if for some reason you don't receive them. Again, we have the links out on our main websites, nabip.org, nabipillinois.org. And from nabipillinois.org, you can get to all of our local chapter websites as well for updates. So thank you everyone so much. It's wonderful to see you online. Wishing you a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And if anything comes up, please don't hesitate to reach out. We will be checking messages and working on the piles on our desks, I know.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.